All right, we're going to start with the nation. PDP hit by post-poll crisis. Naira scarcity, CBN begins allocation of more cash to banks. Cleric, 27 others held for internet fraud. Why supplementary polls are delayed by INEC. Yellow cards for owners of Lagos 349 derelict buildings. Tight security as Court of Appeal decides Adeleke's fate. Minister insists Nigeria Air will fly before May 29th. Okay, which story are we starting with?
The CBN yesterday began cash allocations to banks, and they're saying that they understand. I had to read this again like twice. The source that was speaking to the nation says that the CBN felt the pains of Nigerians as the cash crunch bit harder. I'm like, really? They did? And they say, we also have family members who are affected by the lack of cash. But we believe that they may have bowed to the pressure that the ultimatum NLC had given, has said that everyone should down tools and, go to their offices in all the state capitals across the nation. So they, speaking to the different banks, people in different banks, staff of different banks have confirmed that they're actually getting more cash. They've gotten more cash from CBN. They even said that people can come across the counter now and get 100,000 for individuals, 500,000 for corporate bodies, but they are not, ATM is still so-so. Okay. No one is really sure how that is going to work out. And also they said the House of Reps had met yesterday and had asked CBN to direct banks to immediately overhaul their online and electronic banking platforms for efficiency, which is very good because for me, I've been totally locked out. Someone was asking, someone that lives abroad was asking me, how far with the cashless society? I said, I'm impoverished. The person said, how? It's not possible. It's possible. Yeah, That's possible. Where I am, because online was what I was used to. Now I have to carry myself and go to the bank. Thankfully, I hear that there are less queues now, so hopefully I'm able to sort my situation out.
Someone showed me a video of a poultry, and they had harvested the eggs in piles. And, the eggs had overstayed because, people couldn't come and carry.
I took a bit of that story also. They said we should give it about 2 weeks so that the queues will reduce. But now the CBN is giving them money.
All right, great news coming from Minister of Aviation. Senator Hadi Sirika said that we shall fly. I like the way he said, we will fly before May 29, 2023, because the project for Nigeria Air is 98% completed. He said this in Abuja, in front of aviation stakeholders at the 10th forum, where he spoke on the status and the roadmap of the ministry. He said that all of the roadmap items, except perhaps the airline, which is, in my opinion, is 98% completion, will fly within these remaining 2 months. We will also finish the concessioning and those things that we need to do before we came in. But he says he's 100% sure that Nigeria Air will fly before we can. That's good, because that's one of the talking points Nigerians say, oh, we don't have an airline, we don't have an airline. Finally, hopefully, Nigeria Fly will be able to travel across.
Have we seen any videos to show anything
Not yet, but
because
no, at 98%, I'm hoping to see the
resolve the issues in court, because we know that they have gotten some impeding orders.
Let's just be happy.
We are okay. We are happy.
I'll hold my happiness until I see
the half news.
So the nation reports that the PDP is presently dealing with post-election crisis, and that they've suspended the present governor of Benue State, and they've referred the governor of Benue State to the disciplinary committee, and the governor has responded. He's very, very livid about it. Says that he has a court order saying that nobody should touch him, and that nobody should refer him to anybody within the PDP, and that is very disappointed that the PDP, rather than suspend or even refer the PDP chairman Ayu to a disciplinary committee, they are referring him. Ayu, who worked against him in connivance with the ruling party in Benue State during the election so that he could lose. Ayu, who lost his ward, he lost his polling unit, he lost his local government, and even lost in the state, is the one that is they are referring him to go and face a disciplinary committee on that. They also suspended former governor of Ekiti State, Ayofayoshi, and the former Senate President, Pius Ayim, and those ones to have plenty things to say. Fayose says that it is the last kick of a dying horse for the PDP to suspend him. Autumn also referred to PDP as a party who should focus on rebuilding itself rather than, further disintegrating.
Tearing themselves apart, yeah. So operatives of the Lorraine Zonal Command of the EFCC yesterday arrested a cleric and 27 others suspected to be Yahoo boys in Kwara State. The suspects were apprehended in a mandate area at the Ilorin metropolis. The suspects include twin brothers, 6 students of tertiary institutions, mining operators, and others. And their names, Tohib Al-Bakar, who is the cleric, Lambi Kehinde and Lambi Taye, the twin brothers, Francis Stephen, Olabode Yusuf, Musbodin Akorode, who sell dogs, Mushuda Konla, Kayode Aderemi, Ayobami Olorunfemi, Paul Ayomide Agbola, Marvelous, and Adebisi Olatunde are all undergraduates. They still have others, Olaile Solomon, Akiade Samuel, who is a computer technician, Damilola Shagaya, who is a real estate developer, Mohammed Awal, graphic designer, Adam Mubarak, anti-money laundering analyst, Gundiron Nathaniel, who is a tiler, Jamiu Ishola, printer, Dauda Tunde, plumber, Abdullahi Sikiru, Bet Niger agent, Kasali Afiz Adegoke, website developer, Jordan Adenka, clothes shoe dealer, and a driver. Why I'm mentioning
that
they have it's a wide range of
and they have things that they are doing. So probably that is like a front to now get into Yahoo. However, they said they recovered items from them, about 10 exotic cars, different brands of laptops, cell phones, printer, among others, and the suspect to be arraigned in court.
The Punch. CBN begins monitoring today. Bank sets 2-week target. Ramadan, Tinubu, Atiku governors pray for peace and unity. Tight security as appeal court decides Adeleke Oyetola's suit today. LPSDB reject Enugu Ogun governorship poll results. Fayose or Tom tackle PDP over suspension. FG fixes May for airport concessioning in Nigeria Air. Organ traffic in Ekweremadu wife risk 10-year jail term in UK. And 203 electoral offenders face trial in 20 states.
Okay, let me
take a Ekweremadu story. So we know the former deputy president of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, and his wife have been found guilty by the United Kingdom London court, and they're found guilty and also risk to be sentenced to 10 years imprisonment in line with the Modern Slavery Act 2015 of the United Kingdom. Their daughter, who was also standing trial with them, has been cleared of all her own charges, but the doctor as well has been found guilty. So we'll wait to see. We know all this backstory. This person that was brought in claimed that he was brought in for his organ to be harvested, was promised £80,000, and that no matter what they said for them, based on how their own law works in their country, whether the victim was aware or not aware, whether the victim was in agreement to collect the money or not, it falls under their kidnapping and organ trafficking. And
the doctor's testimony was very damning. I mean, what he said about, what he alleged about Ekweremadu was quite damning. And I think it was just
the same doctor that was convicted along.
Yes.
So I was going to take the Adeleke and Oyetola story. So the Osun State chapters of the PDP and the APC are expecting judgment from the appeal court, Court of Appeal, today. If we recall, INEC had said that Adeleke had won by over 400,000 votes to defeat Oyetola, who got about 375,000 votes. However, Oyetola went to court and challenged the win, and then there was a tribunal where that said Adeleke's victory was therefore declared to Oyetola, saying that I think it was Tesekume-led tribunal that annulled Adeleke's victory and said it should be for Oyetola. However, a minority judgment by Justice B. Ogbuli affirmed that Adeleke was the winner of the poll. So all parties then took the matter to the Court of Appeal. They heard this, I think, March 13th, and then today we shall know who the judge, who the Supreme Court say, or who the Court of Appeal say to be the governor of Osun State. All parties are probably in court right now, and we'll be waiting for the news in a few moments. But we'll see how that goes, because everybody's right now.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, let's move on now to another paper, Daily Sun. Aggrieved voters ask UK, US to sanction INEC boss and Rex. Equity married wife awaits sentencing in the UK as court finds them guilty of organ trafficking. Keyamo petition DSS demands Obi and Baba Ahmed's arrest, trial for felony. Enugu Guba Edioga rejects results, heads for court. Joint fight against money laundering, corruption, EFCC charges professionals. Senate President groups intensify campaign for Kalu and Southeast. PDP suspends Fayoshe Ayim, Shema others. And mock UTME jam to examine over 176,000 candidates. Okay, which story are we taking in, son?
Festus Keyamo, the SAN, has petitioned the DSS to, it says, invite, question, and arrest the Labour Party candidates, Peterobi and Dati Ahmed. He said that at this time when the temperature in Nigeria or the environment is tense and, it's needed to soothe that, people soothe frayed nerves and, lower temperatures as the Senate President-elect has said when he issued the statement that, everybody should allow peace reign and move on. He said the other party, on the other hand, are continuously inciting in their statements, and he referred to a Wednesday, March 22nd interview of Dati Baba Ahmed on Channels TV, where he kept saying that if the president-elect is sworn in, it will signal the end of democracy. He says that he's posing as an accuser, a judge, and a jury all by himself, and he continues to, incite, as well as his principal, Peterobi. And so he says that at this time, those kinds of statements are not allowed and they are against our constitution. And the DSS should start looking into it before it brings another form of insurrection. Okay,
so the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has said it to examine 176,408 candidates in the 2023 mock examination, which is scheduled to hold on Thursday, March 30. The head public affairs and protocol of JAM, Fabian Benjamin, disclosed this in a statement yesterday, and he said that they are assuring registered candidates that their notification slip will be ready starting from today. And all you need to do is just to visit the website www.jam.gov.ng. You click on the 2023 mock UTME on the menu button. You print your slips, and then you have to impute your registration number. And this is only applicable to those people who are going to be writing the mock exams, those who have registered for it. And he said the slip will contain the candidate's registration number, venue, date, and time of examination so that they can locate their centers easily. And so they are asking that candidates must be at the centers 1 hour before the examinations for their biometric verification. And they are going to start the examinations on time. You must be on time, or else you will not be able to write your exams. You're not allowed to come into the halls with your wristwatches, calculators, flash drives, phone, among others. They're just trying to make sure that all the measures are put in place for a successful examination.
Yeah, and I have the EFCC was at the presidential retreat of the Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, which was held in Enugu, and the chairman of the EFCC, who was represented by the Commission's Zonal Commander, Enugu Command Johnson Oshodi, has asked professional bodies in Nigeria to join hands with EFCC in the fight against money laundering and corruption in the country. He says we enjoin all professional bodies to come on board and join the fight against money laundering, corruption in general, and also to make their activities known so that they will not be chosen to launder any form for the betterment of our country's economy. And the APBN presidential retreat, the head of the APBN also said that they need to speak to themselves, professionals, to look at how we're faring as professionals and see how we can improve on what we do. Assures that 99% of Nigeria's problems will be solved if professionals practiced on their ethics and pledged to Nigeria. So it's just a call to all of us, really, that this fight is not just for the EFCC, but all of us as Nigerians.
Vanguard, alleged incitement, Keyamo Obi Dati disagree over call for arrest. Troops eliminate 46 terrorists, apprehend 50 in 2 weeks, says Defense Headquarters. Reps to CBN direct commercial banks to overall e-platforms. Why we're empowering 2.5 million SMEs in Africa, says Stride ERP. Picture of Oba of Benin visiting President Buhari. Osun governorship dispute, appeal court to decide Adeleke's fate today. Anti-party PDP suspends Ayim Payoshe, 2 others, and refers autumn to disciplinary committee. Okay, which story are we taking in Vanguard?
We take the House of Reps. So the House of Representatives has adopted the motion moved by the Honorable representing Edo State, Segios Oseogun, who moved the motion that what he calls the call on the central bank to direct all commercial banks to overhaul their online banking service platforms to ease electronic banking operations. And the House adopted it. They also called on the House Committee on Banking and Currency to ensure compliance. So this motion was moved to compel the central bank to, according to the honorable that moved the motion, it says that the use of online internet banking services by Nigeria in the past 3 months and thereabout has been full of varying issues, failed transactions, even this POS and other services and failure and a host of plenty problems around it. And the CBN as the regulator are not looking at the ineffectiveness or difficulty of using the internet at this time. It says this is causing hardship and suffering to Nigerians, and as the House is empowered by the Constitution under Section 88 to investigate any activity of any authority, he is coming under that section and asking the House to investigate. So the House has directed this Committee on Banking and Currency to ensure that the CBN complies and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action.
So Stride ERP, a leading provider of enterprise resource planning software solutions, said it intends to partner with pacemakers and industry leaders across Africa to launch the SME Accelerator Project, that SMEAP. And they also announced their plans to empower 2.5 million small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs in Africa. According to them, they said the initiative is designed to revolutionize the pace of digital business transformation among small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs on the continent. We know that the African continent is home to over 30 million SMEs with significant contributions to economic growth. But despite this critical role, SMEs in Africa face numerous challenges, including a lack of digital infrastructure, limited access to financial information and technology. And so this new collaboration will help the pacemakers who share their vision and passionate about driving economic growth in Africa to develop a lot more businesses in Africa for a general growth.
Okay, so the Nigerian Tribune, PDP suspends Fayoshe, Ayim Shetima, others. UK court finds the Kremadu wife guilty of organ trafficking. Lagos identifies 394 distressed buildings. Train bus accident, 77 passengers discharged, says Sanwo-Olu. Alleged terrorism, Kogi Assembly suspends 9 members. Okupe appeals conviction of receiving cash above permitted threshold. Why controversy persists in CBN's Naira redesign policy, says CBN. Aggrieved parties filed 34 petitions before Lagos, Ogun, and election tribunals. All right, so the Lagos State Building Control Agency yesterday has identified 395 distressed buildings across the state. Wow. They say that the nature of the buildings and the habitation status is really poor. The general manager was Gbolahan Oki, and he was saying that all the structures with no responsive on the respective owners' development will be therefore destroyed and pulled down. He said that following the above, a final notice is hereby given to the owners and the developers of the underlisted buildings to conduct a non-destructive test on the structures to ascertain their structural stability, and where the structures turn out to be unfit for habitation, the demolition will be done accordingly. Okay. Any other story in Tribune?
Okay, the Lagos State Governor yesterday tweeted about the train accident victims. Yeah. And he said about 77 of them have been discharged across hospitals across the state, and that they have 19 others still being treated at the hospitals. Still on admission.
That's it.